Hey guys, Darkovika here, and welcome back to my channel, as per usual. Please excuse the titanic mess behind me. My parents were staying here for a little bit, and they were using this room to watch TV, and so there's kind of a lot going on back here, and we still haven't really figured out how we want to decorate up here and have furniture and stuff, so I'm not very good at that part. Anyways, this video has a very large announcement that I wanted to share with you guys. Unfortunately, I've known this for a long time, so all of the emotional, talking about this has kind of already been covered with family. So you're kind of just gonna get a very, at peace announcement, but I am pregnant. And I am almost 11 weeks pregnant as of recording this video, and I might be 11 weeks pregnant on the dot when I upload this video, depending on when I put it up. But yeah, I am pregnant. Brent and I are expecting a baby in August of 2021. For future reference, because people will probably stumble across this video in the distant future and not realize I'm recording this in January of 2021. So, we're gonna date that so that people know. And I found out pretty quickly after I found out pretty quickly, but I also knew. I know a lot of people say that, but I really did know that I was pregnant. The thing is that you can't take a test until basically after you miss your first period. So I know, sorry, TMI, but whatever. So, you're trying, and then you're like, I want to know, but you can't find out. I took a couple early tests because I have the patience of a toddler, and it kept saying not pregnant. So I was like, it's probably just because it's really early. I keep trying to see if I can test really early and get an answer before. So, but I knew right away, and I was talking with family too, because we were hanging out with family who are quarantining, and we're all very careful whenever we see family. But when I was talking with them, I was telling them, I was like, I have this very strange sensation, like something is pinching in my womb. That's the best way that I can explain it. The walls of my womb are being pinched. And you would think that that wouldn't be something that you could really pin. You're just like, man, what a weird feeling in my gut. But no, I was like, something is pinching at the sides of my womb. And they were like, it could be, but also don't psych yourself out, because there is such a thing as fake or false pregnancies. Women can convince themselves that they are pregnant. So I started trying to, I have the hiccups, great. This is the second time recording this video. First time I kept sneezing, and now I keep hiccuping. The first time I did the test, so I started trying to convince myself that I wasn't pregnant. And then I just went on with my life. And I remember I woke up one morning and I could not get out of bed. I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired and I'm so out of it. And I was like, oh, kill me. Why am I so tired? So I was like, you know what? And it was around the time when I was expecting my period. So I was like, I'm only a couple days. Here's the hard part. And I know, again, TMI, I'm sorry, but it's part of being a lady. I have a rather semi non-normal period. It will sometimes skip a week, and that's just my life since I was 12. So it's not anything out of the ordinary. Most people are like, oh, if you have that, you should see a doctor. I'm like, yeah, but it's been literally 17 years of having that. So I was like, it doesn't really mean anything that I'm a couple days late, but I'm going to take a test because I am just so tired right now. And I got up and I went to go take the pregnancy test, and I was expecting it to say not pregnant again, but I didn't necessarily think it meant that I wasn't pregnant. I was like, I'm probably just taking these tests way too early. I was still really convinced that I was pregnant. So I was on my phone and I had the pregnancy test in my hand, and I was just on my phone scrolling. I didn't even see when it switched, and because I had the clear blue ones, it doesn't show the lines. It just says pregnant or not pregnant in plain English. That's it. And so I have 4 of them. One of them unfortunately died. But anyways. So I didn't even notice when it said pregnant. And I was on my phone and I was just scrolling, and then I glanced over and it said pregnant. And I remember I think I just stopped breathing. I just looked at it and I was like, oh my God. No, I just stared at it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, is this real? And then I jumped up and I ran, and my hands were shaking, and I ran out of the room, and I was like, Brent. And he was like, what? And he was still like kind of waking up. I was like, Brent. And I like pushed it in his face, and he was just like, oh my God. And, you know, like Brent, you know, like grabbed me, but we were both like shaking, like, oh my God, like trying to process that it says pregnant, that I'm pregnant. And so, yeah, it was crazy. It was, I immediately called my mom to tell her, and she started crying, and I told my dad, and he started crying. And then, Brent told his sister, and she started crying. She screamed on the phone. And so we put in this motion. We were going to try and keep it secret for a little bit until we could tell everybody. And it was so fun telling everybody that I was pregnant, because like his mom, so I had this shirt that I wore when we were going to see family, and it said like mom to be, or no, I think the one I wore was Preggers. And so we had to set up his mom, because she doesn't pay attention to that stuff. So eventually Brent's sister was like, hey mom, did you read Monica's shirt? And so she like read it. She like looked at me and was reading my shirt, and then she just screamed at the top of her lungs, and she was like, really? And then like his aunt and his cousin came over, and they were like immediate, like literally like that. Like I turned around to look at them, and his aunt went, really? And his cousin, who is his aunt's daughter, did the exact same thing. It was so funny. So we're really, really excited. Everyone is really excited. I have an amazing support circle. Everyone is just like on board with our baby, and everybody is just keen for a healthy baby. There's like some fun going on with people like, it's a boy, no, it's a girl, that kind of thing. I don't have an inkling. I'm not even thinking about it, because frankly, I just want a healthy baby, but we're probably going to have some kind of a celebration when we find out, because I just want this pregnancy to be exceptionally special. I want to celebrate, every aspect of bringing a baby into this world, and celebrate their existence, and just be able to look back and show them that we were all so very excited for them coming into this world. And so it is so I've been saying they them, because I don't know obviously what my baby is, and people are like, twins? And I'm like, no, singular they them, singular. It's not twins, it's one baby. But yeah, it's been pretty funny. A lot of people refer to babies as its, and I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know, that's weird to me, but to each their own. Everybody's fine. I'm not gonna judge. If you call your baby an it, that's fine. You do you. I would do me. But yeah, so that's kind of, that's where I'm at. And I'm exceptionally excited. My pregnancy has so far been pretty easy. I do have nausea spells. Like I'm kind of nauseous at the moment, but it's like very at the back of my mind. Like it's not murdering me. It's just kind of like, it's there. It's simmering under the surface. I'm mildly nausea, but that's it. And I haven't thrown up. My cravings have been fine. All I've really been craving is water and fruit and a very particular Subway sandwich. I did read that cravings are they reflect what your body needs. So it's kind of okay usually to give in to your cravings. Because usually the thing that you're craving has something that your body is missing. So like if a person is craving dirt, obviously don't eat it, but that means that they're missing iron, apparently. This is a thing. And basically, yeah, so that's kind of where that is. So it's been a pretty easy pregnancy, apart from fatigue. Fatigue hits me. And caffeine is not really a thing that you're supposed to have when you're pregnant. You can have sort of safely up to 500 milligrams. I always mess up measurements. It's 500 something. I think it's milligrams of caffeine, and which is approximately like maybe 3 or 4 Coke Zero cans. I know that's a terrible way to measure it. I really like Coke Zero. So, but I've been trying to keep on the lower end of things. I made the stupid decision to try to kill caffeine cold turkey. I have before I got pregnant, I had literally 4 cups of coffee a day, and I tried to stop it cold turkey. That was a nightmare. That was so painful. Oh my God. The headache that I got was a migraine. I had a migraine, like a true migraine. Oops. Every time. Don't ask. But yeah, it was a true migraine. Like, really, like, I'm not even over exaggerating. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't move. I couldn't look at lights. It was awful. So that was a bad idea. So I decided to instead wean myself off of caffeine. And for the most part, I haven't been having any. I've had a really strong aversion to brewing coffee. So that hasn't been a desire for me, like, at all. Every once in a blue moon, I'll have like a decaf from Starbucks and that's it. But like, I don't know. I just haven't been craving coffee at all. Maybe my baby is like, stop that. So all I've literally been having really in terms of caffeine is a Coke Zero. And also that's starting to turn into a mild aversion. So baby is just like, stop it. I like to joke that this baby's not even born and they're already a positive influence on my life. Also almost called my baby an it after saying I don't like calling my baby an it. 10 out of 10, Darkovika. But yeah, so the other aspect that I wanted to talk about was what this might have what this might affect in terms of the future. And that's just simply, I don't know. Having a baby is, you can try to plan for absolutely every way that this is going to affect your life. And truly it just really isn't a way to know for sure how it's going to affect. I have been streaming every day on Twitch, every weekday on Twitch at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. I wish I could do it earlier, but that is quite literally the earliest that I could possibly do it is 6:30 p.m. On weekdays. I would stream on weekends, but that's kind of family time for me, and I don't want to devote my whole life to streaming, which is probably why, you know, I won't really get anywhere in streaming, but hey, that's not really the goal anymore, is it? We have fun. We have a good time. I'm not a professional streamer in the slightest. I never have any idea what I'm doing. Half of one stream was literally just trying to get the game to work, but we had fun. We had a good time. It was funny. So, you know, but that might not be a 100% after the baby comes in August. So we shall see. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like, if I miss a stream and I'm unable to kind of like warn people, usually I warn people on Twitter. That's another thing that I kind of want to talk about. I have been posting, I have a panel on my Twitch page where I've been posting updates and trying to keep them as up to date as possible and like not leaving updates for too long. And I post dates for when the update is relevant. So that if it, you know, in case people don't follow me on Twitter, but they do follow me on Twitch, I have a panel there that's talking about what's going on. Maybe I'm not able to make a stream. I have a very accurate schedule on there, that I do update if I can't make a stream. So I've been pretty good, pretty solidly with my Twitch schedule, like the built-in thing. And the reason I'm saying that is because I've been talking about this for a long time, deleting my Twitter, and I keep chickening out on doing it, which I'm sure several people have noticed. No one's called me out on it, which thank you. I'm going to do it though. And the reason for that is Twitter really is my like Achilles heel. Like it is quite possibly the #1 cause for my anxiety, but also just something that I pour an unbelievable amount of time into. And you might say, well, Darkovika, maybe you should delete the app off your phone. I have. I'm using it in the Safari browser. It's a problem. So I know it's going to be a lot harder than just simply deleting my Twitter account, because it's become like a hardcore habit for me to just open my phone and go to Twitter. I'm not even using the bloody app. Do you know how many things don't function in just the Safari browser on like an Apple phone? It was truly meant to be used in the app. I'm suffering for no reason, but I really do. I know like some people would say, well, just shut it down, don't delete it. My Twitter account is literally like 11 years old. And I just don't want it anymore. I don't want to be on Twitter. What Twitter has become is kind of a really weird place to be. And I don't know if you enjoy Twitter, like you enjoy Twitter, it's fine. Live your life, live your best self. If it doesn't give you, extreme anxiety, then hallelujah, hang on to that joy, because it sucks. But yeah, I really truly think that I need to start, clipping back certain aspects of my habits, and Twitter needs to be one of them, because the amount of time that I pour into Twitter, sorry if the camera keeps wobbling, by the way, apparently just lightly tapping my desk, like, causes the camera to just go blah, blah, blah. So yeah, if, you know, wow, I interrupted myself and I forgot pregnancy brain literally just makes things go and they're gone. All right, well, whatever I was saying before that. Yeah, I have really bad habits in my life, and I really need to start clipping back on them, because once my baby comes into this world, nothing else should matter except for taking care of my baby's needs. And that's the way that I want to live. That's the way that I want to be. And I am praying that hopefully I can keep on top of, you know, my Twitch schedule and letting you guys know when I can't make a stream. But mostly that's going to be through the panel in my About page that I've been updating with an update thing, and also the Twitch stream schedule. Every time. Also, just look, I suffer for the kitty ears, okay? I suffer for the kitty ears. The microphone on this headset sucks for recording. But the microphone, you know, but the kitty ears are just so cute. Like, how could I say no? I'm sorry. Anyways, I digress as usual. The point is, pregnancy and, you know, motherhood is going to change a lot. And it's probably, at least, especially in the beginning, it's going to be hit or miss. It just really depends on the baby. If the baby is low in anything, you know, I'm going to have to rush it to the hospital. Then I'm doing the it thing now. I've literally never used it to refer to a baby, and now all of a sudden the it thing is coming out. I think it's because I said, oh, I don't use it. Now my brain's like, now you do. So, like, yeah, if my baby is sick, then I'm gonna take them to the hospital, and I may not have a chance to, you know, update the stream schedule. And if that happens, I am so sorry, because I know some of you stay up really, really, really late to catch the live streams, so please bear with me, and please forgive me in the future if that happens. I do my very, very best not to do that, but on the off chance that it does happen, I do apologize sincerely. I would say give it 30 minutes, and if I haven't posted anything or said anything about it on the Twitch page, it's probably not happening. Everything's probably okay, but babies are very fragile, so, you know, that's going to be hit or miss. It's going to be touch and go for a little bit there. But yeah, I do want to continue live streaming. I love it with a very big passion. As for my YouTube channel, that's going to be a little harder to say. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that I haven't been recording anything for the YouTube channel. It's mostly just because I really, really, really do enjoy live streaming over doing regular content. And even though, you know, I am exceptionally irrelevant on Twitch with my video game choices, I really do like doing streams. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to record for YouTube ever again. It just means that there's no schedule for it. And I kind of wanted to separate myself from the idea of a schedule in terms of uploading, because even though that's one of the things that people say is really important about doing well on YouTube, I just think that all it does is force me to post content that isn't good. And live streams are supposed to be scheduled and stuff like that, so I feel much better about doing scheduled live streams versus scheduled uploads. And also, especially with the baby coming, I just did not want to force myself to be doing too much, because stress is bad for pregnancy. So I've been working pretty hard on staying not stressed, which is surprising. It's hard with 2020 and 2021. COVID does make pregnancy kind of hard, because a lot of this is, there's no celebrations, there's no parties, there's, you know, it's not like I can bring, you know, 80 people over. Not that I normally would. That's a lot of people. I don't even think I know that many people in real life. But it's not like I can just, woo, I'm pregnant, let's have a party, you know, with no alcohol, because that's bad. Not that I drink alcohol anyways, so that wasn't hard to kick because it wasn't there to begin with. But yeah, it's just kind of been a little sad, like with doing, you know, meeting my OBGYN for the first time. You can only bring one person with you, and only for certain OBGYN meetings. So the next couple of sessions with my OBGYN, I will have to do alone, which is kind of a huge bummer because I would love for Brent to be a big part of going into the doctors and talking about my pregnancy, but because of COVID, that's just honestly not an option, and I totally understand. Like, I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm mildly complaining, but, you know, it's just life. So it is, you know, a big thing. And also, like, I've really secluded myself because of the fact that COVID can cause complications with pregnancy. I do go out every once in a while. We get our groceries, but I hand sanitize and hand wash like crazy and wear a mask, obviously. Sometimes I just wear gloves, and it's like, that's just life right now, you know, like, it's just how it has to be. So it is kind of a bummer in many ways, but at the same time, like, I couldn't wait because I am 29 years old, and I hate to tell people this because some people are like, why would you have a baby during COVID? Well, gee whiz, I do have this thing called a biological clock. And there is a point where you just do not want to try. I mean, you can. It is possible to have perfectly healthy pregnancies even after 35 years old. It's just not recommended you try. So that's kind of that. It's a very tough place to be. Like, you're thinking, man, you know, I've always wanted to be a parent, and now I've got to go, you know, I want to be pregnant, and I want to enjoy this, and I want to celebrate every moment of it, and I can't really do that. And so it's an interesting experience, I will say, being pregnant during COVID, but, you know, c'est la vie, life is life, we move on, we find a way to deal with it, and we just celebrate in the way that we can. And so I am exceptionally excited to be a parent. I'm also exceptionally terrified to be a parent. We shall see how that goes, but I just want the best for, you know, my child. And I'm almost in my second trimester, so things are looking pretty good for my baby. Pretty straightforward. I will say my body feels so odd sometimes. Like, it feels like I've eaten way too much even when I haven't eaten anything. I feel like I'm constantly stretching but also about to burst. Like, I've just eaten like 3 very large Chipotle burritos. And it's like I can't. So normally when you have like a little bit of a tummy bump, you might suck it in a little bit. You know, you're walking around, you don't want people to know that you have a tiny belly or a moderately sized belly, whatever, and you suck it in, you make it look less. Can't do that. I can't suck it in this belly. So it's like this really weird stage where I kind of just look like I really have eaten too much, and you can't really tell that I'm pregnant. Like, it's not a pregnancy, like a baby bump. It's just like, it literally looks like I've eaten just a bit too much. So it's just this really awkward stage of pregnancy that isn't really all that flattering. You know, you see all those beautiful pregnant ladies with their beautiful pregnant bumps, and they're just like, oh yes, I'm pregnant. And right now it would just literally look like I was a little too overweight in the belly section and not making sense in the rest of me. So yeah, that's fun. I have not been going anywhere near a scale because I am obviously gaining weight because there is a tiny human being formed inside of me. So I'm just not going to touch that. And I am supposed to gain weight, especially during the second trimester. So if you see me fill out a little bit, look, it's just life, okay? You are literally eating for 2. I am going to gain weight. It will be fine. I will mostly be okay if somebody tells me I look fat. Mostly. But it is going to happen. I'm just pleased that during my first trimester, I don't appear to have rounded out in the face too much. I think I have rounded a little bit, but like I said, it's part of life. I would rather be healthy for my baby and eat things and make sure that they're getting enough nutrition than to care about my weight. So that is just life. If I feel really bad about it, there may be days where I don't do face cam, and I hope you all bear with me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being patient with me, everybody. I've just been very all over the place. I mean, okay, well, what else is new? I don't finish series and my channel is irrelevant. Such is life, but you know what? We all just enjoy living and we do what we can. Anyways, I hope you all take care of yourselves. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you all are just, you know, being careful in this time of COVID. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.